My dear viewers, entrepreneurs and devotees, are your problems chronic? Do not panic. This is Nammakudla Business Clinic. Here we will present you our experts, Temple Economy Tonic. I am CA SS Nayak. On behalf of Nammakudla, we invite you to the unique program today, Temple Economy. We are proud to announce that today is our 296th episode. We have with us two stalwarts and tall religious and leaders and entrepreneurs, Shri Girish Vasudeva Kulakarni, founder Temper Connect and International Tempo Convention and Expo. Shri Girish Kulakarni, on behalf of our viewers, you are welcome to our show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We also have with us Shri Rajesh Rao M, who is Dharmadarshi of Shri Vanadurga Temple, Mangaluru. You are also welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Before introducing our guests in length, before starting any event in our Hindu Sampradaya, we will start with pujan or bhajan. So let's have the privilege of listening to Deva Vittala Deva Puja Vittala.
देव विठ्ठल देव पूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देव पूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देव पूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल माता विठ्ठल पिता विठ्ठल विठ्ठल माता पिता विठ्ठल बंधु विठ्ठल गोत्र विठ्ठल बंधु विठ्ठल गोत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल विठ्ठल गुरुदेवता विठ्ठल गुरु विठ्ठल गुरुदेवता विठ्ठल गुरु विठ्ठल गुरु विठ्ठल गुरुदेवता विठ्ठल निधान विठ्ठल निरंतर विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा नामा 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 म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा नामा म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला म्हणून काळी काळा पाड नाही म्हणून काळी काळा म्हणून काळी काळा म्हणून काळी काळा पाड नाही तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल 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 तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल 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 तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल 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 विठ्ठल
Let us take the divine blessings and we are starting the program now. Before starting the program, let me introduce our resourceful two resource persons of this program. First of all, let me introduce Shri Girish Vasudev Kulkarni. He is the founder, Temple Connect and International Temple Convention and Expo. Basically, he hails from Goa, which is Devabhumi. Goa is considered as Devabhumi, where highest number of temples, if you take the ratio between people and temples, that is the highest number of temples in Goa, where many Kuladevata temples are situated. So he is not only just an entrepreneur, he is a visionary reshaping the temple management on a global scale. So he has 3 decades of rich experience in managing brands and staging monumental events. He brings unique blend of passion as well as innovation to the spiritual and cultural sectors. Spirituality and culture should go together. Driven by a mission to merge tradition with innovation, he has successfully launched initiatives that extend beyond mere management to revolutionize how temples operate and engage communities. So he is a visionary entrepreneur, and we were very proud that as a event manager he has conducted plenty of extraordinary programs, and he has brought name and fame of our Hinduism and temple economy across the globe. And he gives lot of speeches also. An idea and action are always better than just an idea. Bhagavan Gautam Buddha told, no, he adopts that principle also. And Sri Girish Kulakarni, he is hosting a very big event, World Convention and Expo, that is Mahakumbh of Temples, in February at Tirupati. We are very proud. And recently in our Saraswat chamber and Mahe Bengaluru, that is a big event, that MSME and Startup Conclave, he was the resource person on the topic temple economy. So on behalf of all our viewers, I invite Shri Girish Vasudeva Kulakarni to this show. We have one more person with us. He hails from Mangaluru, Shri Rajesh Rao M, basically a banker. So after 28 years of rich experience in our premier public sector bank, Canara Bank, he has resigned that job when he was the manager in Circle Office, Ahmedabad, and presently he is the managing trustee of Sri Vanadurga Temple, Bijay, and we are very proud to say that he is expert in banking, expert in economy and various subjects. He has appeared nearly 15 times in our Business Tonic show also. So he has written numerous letters to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, offering various suggestions on Indian economy, government policies, MSMEs, etc. And he is also resource person on various topics like union budget and economic issues. And he is a prolific speaker with long-term vision on India's dream to become number one economy in the world. Shri Rajesh Rao, on behalf of our viewers, you are welcome to our show. Before starting our program, we have the tradition of introducing special events of the week. On December 11th, we have celebrated Gita Jayanti across the globe. So Gita Jayanti is celebrated to commemorate Bhagavan Sri Krishna to his disciple Arjuna. So it is not any book or it is not any script. It is Samvada. Samvada means Arjuna is asking doubts and questions. Krishna is resolving those doubts and questions in Kurukshetra. So Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters, and each chapter, even though this was told in Kurukshetra in Dwapara Yuga, it is still relevant in our day-to-day life now also. So each one of us, being Hindus, we should study Bhagavad Gita, we should understand Bhagavad Gita, and we should adopt in our day-to-day life. For every problem in life, there is a solution in Bhagavad Gita. Even our Shankaracharya, in Bhaja Govindam, he has said why we should read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita kinchidadita Ganga jalalava kanika pita Sakridapi yena murari samarcha kriyate tena yamena na charcha. That means Bhagavad Gita kinchidadita. Every day one shloka. If you read, if you understand and if you adopt Bhagavad Gita. And Ganga jalalava kanika pita. So if you sip a drop of Ganga jal, all your papa karmas will go away. Sakridapi yena murari samarcha. That means in Kali Yuga, if you make Harinama Sankirtana and you will cleanse your, what you can say, whatever, all papas. So if you do all these three things, reading Bhagavad Gita, sipping Ganga Jala and Harinama Sankirtana, then kriyate tena yamena na charcha. Even Yamadharmaraya, if he wants to take you, he will also have dilemma and he will go back. So this is said by Shankaracharya in Bhagavad Gita. So on behalf of Gita Jayanti on December 11th, I wish all our viewers happy Gita Jayanti. Today, as I already mentioned, it is the temple economy. Last week we have conducted show on wedding economy because it was a wedding season, and now we are doing the temple economy. In this temple economy, we say there are 7 holy places in India: Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri, Dwaravati, Chaiva, Saptaite, Mokshadayakaha. That means if you visit all these 7 places, you will get moksha. Like that, Sapta Nadis, Gange cha Yamune Chaiva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jalasmin, Sannidhim Kuru. That means all these 7 Nadiya, they are all Pavitra Nadis, and people always get purified by taking bath in these rivers and visiting all these Punya Kshetras or Titra Kshetras. There are numerous other Kshetras, and not only in Hindu religion, in all the religions, spiritual cleansing or attaining spiritual spirituality, they visit to their puja places. So we have, as per NSSO survey, our temple economy is worth around 3.02 lakh crore, that is about 40 billion US dollars, which contributes nearly 2.32% of GDP. And even though central government, our government's revenue is 19.34 lakh crore, mere 6 temples collected 24,000 crore in cash alone. There are 6,49,000 plus temples. There are many other private deities are also there, and 3 to 4 lakhs mosques and nearly 30,000 churches in our country. So we say that ours is a secular country. That's why all these pujas, places of worships exist, and coexistence of all these religions are there in India. Around 55% of Hindus undertake religious pilgrimage, patronizing mid and small sized hotels. Expenses on religious travel, that is 2,717 per day. Expenses on social travel, that is 1,068 per day. Expenditure on educational travel, rupees 2,286 per day, and that comes to expenditure on religious travel of 1,316 crore per day, and annual expenditure on religious travel nearly 4.74 lakh crores. In India, we have maximum temples in the state of Tamil Nadu. So nearly 4 lakh temples are there in this, and out of that nearly 800, many are more than 800 years old. In Varanasi, it is also temple city, it is called, where Kashi Vishwanatha is there. There are nearly 2,000 temples, and Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, since 1933, they have constructed 58 temples across India. So with this small note, I would like to continue the program. Sri Girish Kulakarni, why this people should go to temple? Can't you just pray in your home only, because God is everywhere? What is the significance of people going to the temple? Is it necessary that people should visit temple? Can you just brief about it? Mute, you are muted.
Thank you very much for having me over. I personally feel that the belief of temples, the belief of God, and the belief of spirituality is all within. But at the same time, when we have to visit certain places of greater aura, which not only helps us to take the darshan of these places, but also cleanses us in a larger way. Visits to temple is important for channelizing or making our thoughts ekagra towards the God, towards the deity, and channelizing our energies in that pattern. When we grew up, our parents used to say that when you go to a temple, there is a protocol and a process that is to be followed. So when you go to a temple, you wash your feet, hands, get inside the temple. There is a Nandi at the entrance of the Shiva temple, or a Mushak at the Ganesh temple. So visit, take their blessings, then go inside, take the pradakshina after the darshan of the main deity, and go and sit there for a couple of minutes in that vicinity of the temple. So when we say that go and sit there, it's also some way connecting our spine to the bhumi below us, and charging and recharging our chakras is also one of the ways some leading saints have guided us. So sitting there, channelizing there, that aura of that energy is important. So we can always reach a temple conveniently, because it is all in our mind. If we can go for movies and cricket matches and other important gatherings, we can also see them from our television set, but going there is an experience altogether. This is an older way of experience of rejuvenating and upgrading our energies and channelizing to the, when you have a Gantika, which is Gantanath, when you go to the temple, it is all about not only telling the Almighty that you are there, but also of that sound therapy, which helps you to channelize your thought in that one direction and focusing throughout. So visiting the temple is an important part of our life, and it has to eventually be a daily part of our life also. But in our hectic schedules presently, it's a risky proposition. Not everyone can do it, but at least once a week is a possibility.
Okay. Rajesh Rao, you have been, what you can say, that Punarujjivana. So that is your second life now. You are a banking life, now you are in Adhyatmika life. See, there are three things. One is temples, next is kshetras, another is punya kshetras. So what is the difference between this? Why people should go to temple, and why we should go to kshetras, and why punya kshetras? What is the special blessings you will have when you visit punya kshetras?
So I'll explain I'll start with the meaning of the word temple in Latin. It started with Latin language. It says it is a consecrated piece of ground or building for worship of God. And in Sanskrit it is told as mandir. Mandir is, man is inner self. That's as Justice told.
मनु मंदिर में ज्योति जगा दो.
And there is a place. So it is a place of inner self, or to say it is a place of God. So temple is equivalent to a place of God. Now coming back to, I have derived some words. I mean, I have expanded this letter TEMPLE like this. T means tranquility. What you get by going to a temple? One thing is tranquility. Second E is education. What education? Spiritual education. M is meditation. You have to meditate there, you will get the benefits. What benefits we will get, we will explain later on. Then P is purity. You will attain purity. And love. You will start showering love to the entire world. Just like Jesus told, love thy neighbor. He doesn't mean that it is neighbor. He means the entire world.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
Kutumbakam. That is love. Then E is enlightenment. So these six factors, to achieve all these 6 factors, you have to visit a temple. This is the thing.
Okay.
Second thing, we have to understand 2 basic factors of a human species. What is called as a soul, the other is called as a super soul. Unless you know the difference between these 2, the visit to a temple will be useless. Because basically every human being has they are 2 dual human beings. One is a physical being, one is a spiritual being. The spiritual being is called as a soul. And the third one is a super soul, which means that the cosmic energy, of the cosmic superpower. So alignment of the physical being, the spiritual being, and the super consciousness. That is the purpose of going to a temple. So alignment of soul and super soul, and it is a training school to become God. As Joshi sir told, we are God ourselves. We are not aware of it. To make sadhana,
Atma and Paramatma
same. To achieve that level, that is what is called by Shankaracharya as Aham Brahmasmi. To become Aham Brahmasmi, you should go to a temple. And that is the purpose of birth
You are
of
telling that Advaita philosophy, not Dvaita.
Not Dvaita. So, one more thing is, you should know about the word moksha. What is the purpose of birth of an individual?
Salvation.
Salvation. So salvation.
Attaining salvation.
So for that you have to go to a temple. There are different procedures for that, steps for that. Then there is a concept of gunas. Sattvic guna, tamasic guna and rajasika guna. So every person has 3 gunas in different proportions. You say we cannot blame a person for all the bad deeds or good deeds. It all depends upon these 3 energies or the gunas within himself. So to have a balance, to remove this tamasic and rajasic guna and to enhance the sattvic guna, you have to go to a temple. Then regarding there are 2 energies in this universe. One is the positive energy and the second is the negative energy. Everybody knows about it. Everybody has positive energy, negative energy in different proportions again, just like you have gunas. So to reduce the negative energy and to enhance the positive energy, you have to go to temple. Then there are 3 more factors. The whole world, universe is made of 3 factors: energy, vibration and frequency. To maintain a balance between all these 3 things, you have to go to a temple. So what I mean by the kshetras and punya kshetras, they have an ancient history. For example, punya kshetras are all with more than 1000 years, 5000 years yugas. For example, Ayodhya is a punya kshetra. It has a history of thousands of years. Varanasi, it is called the first city of the ancient modern city, that time modern city.
There is a saying, Anya kshetre kratam papam, punya kshetre vinashyati. Punya kshetre kratam patam vajralepo bhavishyati.
So basically, to reduction of negative energy, enhancement of positive energy is the basic function of going to a temple.
Now, our Girish Kulakarni, this temple economy is the subject. How these temples contribute to the local as well as national economies? Can you just brief?
Yeah. So largely speaking, when you talk about temple and the temple economy, we usually visualize the top 3,000 to 5,000 temples in the country, which are extremely large on the aspect of footfalls, large on the aspect of revenue, transaction, and opportunities created around it. But there are about 32 lakh temples in Bharat Bhumi and another 3.5 lakh temples based internationally at various parts of the world. So when you typically take an example of present times and travel, we usually earn money in Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or whatever our places of work are. And when the festival time comes or when holiday season comes, we plan to go to other places like Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Dubai, or any other place in the country also, and go and spend that money there. Primarily money earned in economy A and money spent in economy B, the economy B gets boosted. Now, when we were growing up, we were told that at least once or twice a year we should go to the sthan of our Kuladeva, Kuladev or Kuladevi at any sthan, and by visiting those sthan, we had a 2 or 3 day process there. Now, ideally, what was happening, we were earning money in another city and going and spending 2 nights, 3 days there with doing rituals, helping participate in various pujans, vidhis through pujaris, buying local flowers, staying in local hotel, eating local food, traveling in local rickshaw, and so on. All these contributions in the local economy are primarily because people are traveling to that place from outside, and the reason to travel to that place is the temple in that city or that town. So temple economy boosts in various factors. Where we talk about an example today of an electric vehicle, I was quoting at the Saraswat Chamber event also that there are about 9.5 lakh electric vehicles who are auto rickshaws which are in whole of the country, of which 4.5 lakh electric vehicles are alone in Uttar Pradesh, and of which about 35-40,000 are in Varanasi, about 40-45,000 are in Ayodhya ji, and so on. On an average, an electrical vehicle driver earns about 3,000 to 4,000 rupees a day on a successful pattern, which is a lot of money, approximately 90,000 to a lakh rupee per month. Now, the reason why this is crucial is because a lot of external travelers come there, the service is very well given, and money is infused in the local market. That same money infused in the temple tourism experience, pilgrimage, or devotee experience segment.
Sorry
further
to
goes down
interrupt
into-
you. There is one caller waiting. Shall we attend one call and continue?
Yeah, very much, sir, please.
Hello? 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 Viewers, please note, whenever our resource persons are explaining any particular topic, you have to take one patience and you have to wait. Okay, you can continue now.
Yeah. So to sum it up, largely speaking, what happens is all the money which comes to the economy through contributors of spends that is happening. At the same time, when you go to temples, there are donations, there are transactions that you conduct at the temples. Money gets fused in the temple. The temple does the job of using it for all the right causes, and that's how multiple aspects around the temple economy work. I may only take one more minute to just give you a reference that when we talk about temples, there are two parts. One is the dharmic side of the story, where dharma, karmakand, puja, vidhi-vidhan, all these things are conducted, which the sadhus, the Santavali, the rishis and the pujaris are conducting. The other side is temple administration, operations, management and maintenance of temples. So when we go to a temple, we only remember three most important things. One is the god, goddess or the Dev, Devi which we are visiting. Second is the pujari who is going to give you prasad. And third is the quick jugaad to get inside the temple quickly and get outside the temple quickly. But there are so many other things which are existing like CCTV surveillance, disaster planning management, fund management, sustainability, queue management, emergency services. All these things are already existing there. So the temple management does the job of taking care of these aspects, and hence pushes the best of the devotees' contribution to the benefit of common man through blood banks, annadan, and so on.
Excellent. That means religious activities and social welfare, they should go hand in hand. Correct, no? So then only we can go for betterment of our society. Now, Rajesh Rao, how these temples play their role in philanthropy and social welfare?
So there is one aspect called dhanam, in Hindi we say, or charity. Why do you make the charity? The reason behind that is to reduce your negative karmas. So the more you make charity.
One caller is there because he has cut the call for 2 times. Let us attend that and continue on. Hello.
ಹಲೋ
Ah.
ರಾಮರಾವ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Good morning. Hari Om.
Good morning. Bangalore city is connected with a road, rail, airport and port. Many temple, churches, mosques and tourist spots are in South Canara and Udupi district. There is a tourism department in Ballalbag which only gives skeleton service. How to give more importance to tourism as in Goa and Kerala state? Next. In Bangalore Productivity Council meeting, once Sri S.S. Nayak has remarked that income tax defaulters, if they put unaccounted cash and gold ornaments to temple hundis, they will not get punya. Sir, is it so? Next, whether donation to religious institutions is exempted under section 80G of Income Tax Act 1961. If so, what is the procedure? Next, hotels with good toilet facilities, good food near religious institutions and good guides will give boost to attract visitors. What are the other facilities? Next, in some of the religious institutions, spacious vehicle parking facilities, chappal shoe stand counters with token facilities are not available. If there is no proper chappal stand, when people pray inside temple, they are worried about their chappals only. They are called as chappala chitta. Next, in Nirmala Travels, Vikram Travels and the services or other travel agencies are good. Karnataka government is giving discount of rupees 5,000 to senior citizens while traveling to holy places in train. But there are few complaints. What are they? Next, in cities like Mangalore, 100 taxis and 100 auto rickshaws should be identified by government as ambassadors. They should be given training to give good service to tourists. There should be a dress code and identity card for them. Next, whether God's statue in temples is required to be decorated with gold ornaments. Even where their CCTV camera is there, thefts are taking place. Instead of gold ornaments, religious institution can invest money in schools, colleges and vruddhashrama. Next, sir, don't you think that the dharmika shikshana should be there in schools and colleges? Next, all religious institutions should update their website. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Our Ramarao is a productive Ramarao, we call him, because he is the president of Mangalore Productivity Council. So he puts on the questions which covers entire syllabus. Let us cover one by one during the course of our discussion. Now, Rajesh Rao, you please continue.
About his question about why gold is offered to the temple.
Why gold is required
gold-
for temple?
gold
Whether
is-
God requires gold.
God doesn't require anything.
Ah,
Whatever we are doing in this earth, it is for our own well-being.
okay.
God doesn't require anything. He created everything. How can we give him anything?
Correct.
We are just utilizing all the resources which is given to the humanity by God. This we should understand first. Temples are built not for God. Temples are built for our welfare, our spiritual welfare. Spiritual welfare and material welfare both. What we are doing today is we are only going to temples for seeking material wealth or material wants. That should stop. We should seek spiritual wealth and spiritual prosperity. So that is the purpose of a temple. So why gold and silver is offered? Because it has got the power to absorb the negative energy of that place as well as the devotees. Even wearing a gold and silver ornament, it removes your negative energy in your body. It creates your positive energy. So that is the
That
purpose.
means you encourage people wearing more and more gold.
That is why
All
our
jewelers will be happy today.
our temple before 1000 years back, before the foreign invasions, we had 1 lakh tons of gold. 1 lakh tons of gold were what is it called? Plundered by the this thing. Why the gold was kept in temples? Earlier, the temples were managed not by the rajas. The people themselves were participating in the running of the temple. Raja was just a guide-like thing. Any management, any failures are there, he is to guide. So the community and the society is to take care of the temples. Today, what is happening? The government is taking care of the temples. That should go. That is one thing. Second thing regarding your philanthropy. What he said, Ramrao sir said, is about schools and education. That is being done by many mutts in Karnataka, for example. Even Tirupati is doing such a good thing. It is setting up orphanages, schools, college. It is helping the schools and who wants to
But
set up.
still, there is a, what we can say, that apavada we can tell. See, the thing is, religious places, they don't undertake more charities. They make more and more money, keep fixed deposits
the
and
banks.
material wealth only they see.
Yeah.
Instead of that, they should do more and more welfare.
Why? The reason behind it is
Because this welfare economics is a must.
It is a must.
Only
But-
wealth economics will not help. That is the pitch.
correct. Why it is happening? Because of the government control. So, for example, Karnataka, there are 35,000 temples under government control, A class, B class, and C category. Out of that, first 500
Mujrai department
Mujrai
will
department.
take care.
So 500 temples are A and B class temples with income of over 10 lakhs up to above 25 lakhs like that. So why government should involve? What is happening when the government gets involved? It uses those funds for other purposes, non-spiritual purposes. So if once the government control is removed, then all these philanthropic activities, societal helping activities, aiding activities can be entertained from the temples. So coming back to the even today, the gold reserves of our Indian gold reserves is 800 to 900 kgs tons with RBI. But the gold deposits with the temples are more than 25,000 tons than say. It is equivalent to more than $2 trillion. 50% of the GDP is in gold. And domestic gold is another $2 trillion. So our gold reserves is the highest in the whole world, which is equal to GDP. But still it is not monetized.
That means you say India is rich,
It is
but
rich.
Indians are poor.
That is why we were invaded by foreigners.
Okay. Okay. Now, Girish Kulakarni, this how temples, this funding activity takes place, how they are financed. Can you just explain about inflow, cash inflow and cash outflow of these temples?
So, say, largely speaking, most of the temples sustain themselves on three theory.
Little
Temples
louder.
work on three.
Ah.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
This
now.
is better.
Ah.
Yeah. Largely, temples work on a theory of three aspects. One is awareness, second is footfalls, and third is revenue. The more the awareness of the temple, more people will visit the temple online or offline in both capacities, which will further engage them into doing traditional donations and transactions and other temple. Now, when you talk about being funded, if you talk about the large temples, there is a huge footfall and awareness that generates greater amount of donations, transactions, and other activities around the temple. When you talk about smaller temples, when you talk about temples which are not that big, again there is a smaller footfall, but it's capable because there are not too much of overhead costs in comparison. I definitely resonate with Rao sir when it comes to the Muzerai department and the other elements which are controlled by the endowment boards in 5 states in our country. That is primarily for channelizing the funds and the initiatives and the staffing at a larger level. When you say funding a temple, there are philanthropists and people who have a relation with the temples or the gods directly, right? When you go to a temple, and when you go to a temple and you say that, okay, if I am given so much of work, so much of tender, so much of whatever achievement, XYZ, I will offer so and so to the god. Now that is a discussion between you and the deity or the god. There is no one else involved into it mitigating that. So apparently people come with different aspirations, wants, and once those demands are catered to, there is a donation there. There are large corporates and large organizations who are supporting the temple economy through various initiatives and supports in the aspect of donations, infrastructure, supporting with products, supporting with various services, right from security to manpower supply and to channelized, mechanized housekeeping to multiple avenues of donations that success stories have been doing. But largely speaking, the question which I am going to ask you here to your audience and make us all think is that are all the temples plus in their balances? Are all the temples in a capacity to put up a diya and give money to the pujari and the ecosystem and celebrate all the festivals in the same ecosystem? Not actually. So some channelized approach of financial distribution needs to be created. Some pattern needs to be established, and through your channel I make that requirement or a request for us to think that going and distributing funds at large temples is not the only idea. Smaller temples need to be also looked up to be supported in a larger way. So when you think of going to Kedarnath and the Jyotirlings, don't forget the temple which is across your street, which also needs your attention.
Okay. Now one more question is that. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Aditi.
Please.
Surya Prasad Bantrwala. ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇಕಾನಮಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಮುಜರಾಯಿ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಿಂದ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ ಹಿಂದೂ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ದತ್ತಿನಿಧಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಯಾ ಗ್ರಾಮದ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಗ್ರಾಮವನ್ನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ರಸ್ತೆಯಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಶಾಲೆ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ದಿಶೆಯಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸುವಂತದ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಮಶಾನ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ, ಬಡವರಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಉಚಿತವಾದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಥಯಾತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವಸತಿ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಇಂಥದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಬಳಸುವಾಗಿ ಉಂಡಿ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಬಳಸುವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಆಭರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ವಿನಿಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಮುಜರಾಯಿ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಅವರವರ ಈಗ ಧರ್ಮಗಳು ಇರಬಹುದು, ಹಿಂದೂಗಳು, ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಅವರವರ ಇದನ್ನು ಆ ಗ್ರಾಮವನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಜನಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಇವರಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಜನರು ಆಯಾಯ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೃದ್ಧಾಶ್ರಮವಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಗೋ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಆರೈಕೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ವಿಧವೆಯರಿಗೊಂದು, ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲದವರಿಗೆ, ನಿರ್ಗತಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬಹುದು. ಬಡವರಿಗೆ ಉಚಿತ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ತಪಾಸಣೆ ಶಿಬಿರ ಇಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಅರ್ಚಕರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅರ್ಚಕರಿಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ವೇತನ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮತ್ತೆ 10 ಸಂವತ್ಸರ ಊರಿನ 10 ಸಂವತ್ಸರದ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು.
Okay, we have taken your suggestion. Now Rajesh Rao, you can just suggest about this.
One suggestion is bigger temples can adopt.
My request to all the viewers, let your questions be very brief, because this is the only limited time show, so that we can answer the questions also.
So one suggestion is bigger temples can adopt smaller temples. For example, Mangalore, one big, we cannot name it. One big temple is there, of A-class category temple. It can around the Mangalore city, which are the small, as told sir.
Tirupati Devasthan, they are doing. No, they have constructed many temples across.
So that adoption of smaller temples and maintenance of the smaller temples should be the responsibility of bigger temple. That is the one thing. Second thing, the best example of ಕೆರೆಯ ನೀರನ್ನು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. Dharmasthala, from Dharmasthala, all this that is suggested by
The name itself signifies Dharma Sthala. Where dharma, that means
Dharma
all
is
free
really
food,
practiced.
free
All
many
types of dana.
free education, all dana.
Vidya dana, Abhay dana, justice dana, then Anna dana, Vastra, all types of charity is done by Dharmasthala. It is an ideal for the entire nation, we can
Then
say.
Dharma Sthala rural development program also they are doing.
That rural training program. So many skill program. What the government has thought now as a skill India, that is being done for last 20 years from Dharmasthala by
Root set.
by Dr. Virendra Reddy. So he is an ideal for all the temple people who wants to develop the temple economy. If you have an interview or a discussion with Dr. Virendra Reddy, then none other can give a better explanation than on this subject.
Okay. Very nice. Now, Mr. Girish Kulakarni. Now, travel and tourism, that is the most what you can complementing sector for temple economy. Can you just brief about travel and tourism, how it boosts and how temple economy boosts this sector?
So largely speaking, when you look at the travel trade, earlier when we looked at travel, we were traveling only limited when there were vacations, when there were holidays, when there were festivities, and when the family had the time. Now temple travel has been enhanced at a different capacity altogether. The industry has been 365 days across the year. According to the data, Goa used to be the highest footfall of tourism in India, which is changed to Kashi Vishwanath now. And now also additionally to Ayodhya ji with the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Temple traveler or devotee or pilgrim, there are different perspectives of their travel, their requirement. So be it the 12 Jyotirlings, be it the 51 Shakti Peeths, or also the 108 Desams, or also sthans of Jainism, Sikhism and Buddhism. Travel plays an integral role because of great infrastructure, great connectivity in railways, great connectivity in airways, great highways. There is a brilliant initiative by Government of India called as the Prasad scheme led by Nitin Gadkari ji, where nationally all the Tirth Kshetras have been connected. Now once it has been connected nationally to the states, it has been further now going into Shakti Peeth Mahamarg, which has been created across Maharashtra and other states, where all the Shakti Peeths are now connected. So when we look at initiatives like this, which come up, the traveler gets a greater avenue to quickly go to those places, experience them, make the darshans at those places and come back. Lastly, having said that, what is very important is that the facilities from stay, hospitality, food, quality standardization, local transport, guide service, as well as greater initiatives created by the local Devasthan Tirtha Kshetra boards are helping travelers along with the travel tourism ministries nationally. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji is doing a brilliant job on promoting temple tourism and the initiatives in a big way. So I am sure it helps one and all. But as Rao ji mentioned some time back also, that donations and initiatives and adaptations of temples, and various temples are adopting that. People also have to think that they have to consider certain temples to be their priority temples in their vicinity and complement along with it, and travel to those places as well.
Okay, we have one more caller now. Hello.
Hello, namaste sir.
No
Hello,
suggestions, only questions. Only questions you have to ask.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಶನಿವಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಭಾನುವಾರ
Ah,
2 ದಿವಸ
ah.
ಪ್ರವಾಸೋದ್ಯಮ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರವಾಸೋದ್ಯಮ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದರಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರವಾಸೋದ್ಯಮ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆಗೂ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಸಭಾಂಗಣ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಾಲ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಇದು ಸಾಲಗಳು ಮರುಪಾವತಿ ಆಗ್ತವೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಮಾದರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತರ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ? ನೀವು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ MSME ಆಲ್ಸೋ. MSMEಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕಳಿಸಿ, ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಲ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಈಗ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಾಂಗ್ ನೋಷನ್. ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಮಂಟಪಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನವರು ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇಕೋನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ವಯಬಲ್. ಸಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ all these units based on economic viability. That means how many functions they are conducted per annum, how much collections are happening, how much EMI is coming after expenses, whether that cash flow is enough to service the EMIs. If it is convinced, all banks are ready to fund. Now, any activity the banks are funding. Only 3 basic requirements for funding. One is promoter's background, security, repayment capacity. If you have 3 these requisites, any bank will finance now, because now bankers are doing credit marketing. That is for your kind information. Okay, now it is
regarding that Ayodhya. So now they say the real estate price has jumped 10 times.
Correct.
Okay, now they are going to invest in next 5 to 7 years. There is going to be huge investment in infrastructure of 85,000 crores. So and that even the local people are being encouraged to go for homestays. So what happened now? The monthly footfall is 1.5 crore people. 5 lakhs per day is attendance now. Earlier it was 1 lakh or so, 9 months or 1 year back. Last year it was 2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs. Now it is doubled, 5 lakhs per day footfall. And next year it will be fully completed in March or December 25 or so. Next year. After that it will be full scale. It will be the number 1 destination of India, Ayodhya, and the nearby places like Mathura also, Kashi. So all these are benefit. The entire state, it is told that in the next 5 to 7 years, only these religious places, spiritual places, pilgrimage centers, they will contribute $1 trillion to UP economy.
Okay. And I think now all foreign tourists are also coming in large numbers to.
Last year around 1.5 crore is the foreign tourists have come to India for religious tourism. It is also going to double, they say.
Now we will discuss about what are the improvements required in our pilgrimage centers and temples. Before that, between 2 pujas, normally people take break. So here also let us take a small break. ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕೆ ಬಾದ್
The Bhima Brilliance Diamond Jewelry Festival is here to light up your celebrations.
Enjoy flat ₹7,000 off per carat on diamonds.
Also, get a free 1 gram gold coin with every carat.
Additionally, save 10% on making charges with the exchange of old diamond or on gold jewelry purchases.
Offers valid from December 9th, 2024 to January 5th, 2025. Exclusively available at all Bhima showrooms.
TNC apply.
ಈ ಹಬ್ಬದ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯವಾದ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಲು ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚುವ ಎಣ್ಣೆ.
ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚುವ ಎಣ್ಣೆ, ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶವಿದ್ದರೆ ಫಲವು ನಿಶ್ಚಿತ.
ಮುತ್ತೂಟ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್, ಭಾರತದ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲೋನ್ ಗಾಗಿ ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿ 1-800-202-1212. ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೇನು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಲು ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಿದ್ಧ. ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ಗಳ ಮಹಾ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ. ನಿಮಗೊಪ್ಪುವ ಉಡುಗೆಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್. ನೀವಿಟ್ಟ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ನೂತನ್ ಕ್ಲೋತ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್, ಮಡಂತ್ಯಾರು.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ಸುವರ್ಣಾವಕಾಶ. ರೋಹನ್ ಸಿಟಿಯ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಖಾತರಿಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಂದು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳ ಹೂಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದಾನೇ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು 32,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳ ಆದಾಯ. 75 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳ ಹೂಡಿಕೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು 47,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳ ಆದಾಯ ಗಳಿಸೋದು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ. ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ವಾಣಿಜ್ಯ ಮಳಿಗೆ ರೋಹನ್ ಸಿಟಿ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್, ವಿಜಯ್, ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಲೋರ್. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಾಗಿ ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿ 9845490100.
beginning of everything. Abaran.
ಮೈ ಲಾರ್ಡ್, ನನ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸನ್ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು
ಡಬ್ಬಾ ಡಕೋಟಾ ಆಯಿಲ್.
ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ.
ಈಗ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಆಯಿಲ್.
ಅದ್ಭುತ.
ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ನ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಎಣ್ಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು.
ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್, ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿರಿ.
ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಮಳಿಗೆ, ಕರಾವಳಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನತೆಯ ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆ ಗಳಿಸಿದ ಮದುವೆ ಸೀರೆಗಳ ಹೆಸರಾಂತ ಮಳಿಗೆ ಅಂಚನ್ ಗಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರವರ ನೂತನ ಮಳಿಗೆ ಅಂಚನ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಬಹುಮಹಡಿಯ ವಿಶಾಲ ಕೊಠಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಆಯ್ಕೆಗೆ ಇದೀಗ ತೆರೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ ಬೈಪಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಗೊಂಡ ಅಂಚನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಆಯ್ಕೆಗೆ ಸುವರ್ಣಾವಕಾಶ. ಕಾಂಜೀವರಂ, ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಆರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಸಾರಿ, ಕಾಟನ್ ಸಾರಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲೌಸ್ಗಳು. ಮದುವೆ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ, ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವ ಸೂಟಿಂಗ್, ಶರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಶರ್ವಾಣಿ, ಬಾಬಾ ಸೂಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ನವನವೀನ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸದ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ರೆಡಿಮೇಡ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕ ಉಡುಪುಗಳ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ವಿವಿಧ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸದ ಫುಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳು, ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ, ಟಾಯ್ಸ್, ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಐಟಂಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ಸೂರಿನಡಿ. ಇಂದೇ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿಗಾಗಿ ಅತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ದರದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಭ್ಯ. ಅಂಚನ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಬೈಪಾಸ್, ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ. ದೂರವಾಣಿ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ 8914448440 ಅಥವಾ 9448984097.
ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ತಿಂಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಆಹಾರ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿರಿಧಾನ್ಯದಿಂದ ತಯಾರಾದಂತ ಆಹಾರ.
ಗರಿಗರಿಯಾದ ಮಸಾಲೆ ದೋಸೆ, ರಾಗಿ ದೋಸೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಡ್ಲಿ, ಪಡ್ಡು, ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟಿನ ಜೊತೆ ಚಪಾತಿ ಹಿಟ್ಟು ಸಹ ಜೀನಿ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆನ್ಪಿರ್ಲಿ, ಬಿಪಿ ಶುಗರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜೀನಿ ಕುಡಿಯಿರಿ.
ಮಾನವ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ರೇಷ್ಮೆ ನೂಲಿನಂತೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ಬಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ನೇಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಟಿಎನ್ಸಿ ರಮನಾಥ್ ರಾಜ್. ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಹೃದಯದ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ಬೆಸೆಯುತ್ತದೆ.
After the break, all our viewers are welcome to this show, Temple Economy. Today we have two resourceful resource persons, Shri Girish Vasudeva Kulakarni from Goa. He is a founder, Temple Connect, as well as Shri Rajesh Rao M. Dharmadarshi, Vanadurga Temple, Mangaluru. So both of you are welcome to the show after the break. Before we continue this program, we have with us His Holiness Gunakara Ramadasa Swamiji, President ISKCON Mangaluru and Regional President the Akshaya Patra Foundation, Karnataka. Swamiji, you are on the line?
Yes, Namaste, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Swamiji, we are very glad to and pleased to invite you for our this show, Temple Economy and ISKCON being International Society for Krishna Consciousness, you have spread Krishna consciousness entire globe. So we should give badhai to ISKCON for making things happen. And recently you have grandly celebrated Gita Jayanti also. I was also fortunate to be the part of that show also. Swamiji, we would like to hear from you in few lines, that 2 to 3 minutes, regarding what ISKCON is doing across the globe and how it contributes for the betterment of our economy.
Yes. So my pleasure joining this show today, and I congratulate you for taking up this wonderful topic of how temple economy is contributing to the global economy.
Thank you.
So actually, the ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is actually reviving the ancient Vedic tradition of keeping temple in the center. All the Vedic economy is surrounded around the temple. The temple is the center of the society. So even today we see that tradition that people submit their food grains on the Sankranti to the temple. The temple is the center of the society. So ISKCON is reviving this culture where keeping the temple as a center, and around that we are running a lot of activities. So globally today the ISKCON has 800 temples across in 160 countries. And how is it contributing to the global economy? First thing, it contributes in terms of tourism. So a lot of people who visit our temple, and for example, the Bangalore ISKCON, annually about 8 million visitors come, 80 lakh visitors. And ISKCON Mayapur, about 10 million visitors annually. You can imagine when 1 crore people visit a temple, and there is a growth of merchandise and tourism and the cabs and taxis and so many ways. There's a huge economy gets revived in terms of people visiting, and it increases the employees' opportunity, employability, and also it creates opportunity for people to explore. The temple is basically a place for a spiritual entertainment and enlightenment. And with that, the ISKCON offers entrepreneurship. So where people can explore what are the possibilities to serve God in different ways. For example, we have many charitable initiatives, like the Akshay Patra Foundation is started from the inspiration of ISKCON founder, and today we are serving 20 lakh meals every day, which means we have about 8,000 employees working. We have process, if you take a human chain, if you make a human chain from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and you can imagine how many people are required to make human chain from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. That many people we feed every day from Akshay Patra Foundation. So this is in the scale in terms of encouraging farmers produce and employing people, improvising the economy of the local economy. And more importantly, the unique to ISKCON organization specifically is that we encourage the local economy. For example, the Mangalore ISKCON focuses on Mangalore region. It does not involve in other places. So every ISKCON actually helps to improve the local economy in terms of bringing business and various things. And we also have festivals which like Janmashtami and various things where again many visitors, many activities, many artists. We encourage the local art and culture, and in this way we help them. Then rural development and agriculture. We also have farm communities, cow protection, organic farming, then producing organic products and selling it in the market. This way we also have an ecotourism concept, which helping people to go back to nature. And more importantly, you also might have observed, whichever place the ISKCON is coming up, the real estate boom starts there. The real estate and infrastructure development happens in and around the temple because temple gives a very nice atmosphere for people after having very stressed, distressed life. They wanted to relieve themselves. The ISKCON campus helps people to relieve from the stress and also give them peace of mind and happiness. For this reason, people want to have a visit to the temple campus. So around the temple campus, the real estate, people want to have a house next to the temple. People want to have school next to the temple. And in this way, it gives boom to the real estate and infrastructure development. So overall, in terms of infrastructure, to be real estate and rural development, festivals and pilgrims economy, food distribution and nutrition programs like this, the employment generation, overall, ISKCON or temple stand as a center of the society and ensures that well-being of the society and people and gives best of it to the people of our country and the world.
Swamiji, we are very proud that ISKCON is doing wonderful work, including it fulfills hunger of many students also, otherwise they would be deprived of that education itself because of hunger and all. That we should applaud your services during COVID times also. You are very magnanimously you have distributed all these COVID kits to many poor and needy people also. Let us, we have to congratulate you for your good work done, and you are role model to the entire our Hindu other temples and community also. There is a saying in Sanskrit, Yadyadacharati shreshtaha tatta devetaro janaha sa yat pramanam kurute lokasthadanu vartate. That means ISKCON being a role model for others, others should also emulate what you are doing. Definitely this religious activities, social activities and Shaikshanika, that is called educational activities and spiritual activities are going hand to hand, and it is going together. That will definitely uplift our society. Thank you very much for Swamiji for being with us for a few minutes and enlightening about ISKCON's role in our uplifting our temple economy. Thank you very much, Swamiji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So our Gunakara Ramadasa Swamiji is a really role model. After his taking charge in Mangaluru, he has done lot of wonderful work and beautiful, excellent temple like Tirupati. Here in Benjana Padavu, that is on one mountain, beautiful temple is also coming up. And Akshaya Patra also, they are distributing food to various schools also. Let us congratulate ISKCON for their all good activities what they are doing across the globe in spreading not only Krishna's consciousness, also other welfare activities across the globe. Though Kulakarni ji, there is some VIP culture, there is some apavad in many this VIP culture in temple. That means VIPs immediately you entertain, others they take lot of time. And how this VIP culture, whether it will boost collection of the temples or it will be inconvenient for others. Can you just throw light on this VIP culture? Mute, unmute please.
We as human beings are very tricky about some situations. When it comes to the world, and if they adopt the VIP culture, they are doing wrong. But when it comes to us, we always want to get inside the temple very quickly and come outside the temple very quickly. So there is a bit of hypocrisy in that approach. What has been happening is there are certain temples looking at this facility that whether VIP ticket can be given or an access can be given to people at cost. TTD had initiated something called as Break Darshan, where 10,000 rupees per person was collected from TTD, and then it was going for the better cause as per the Devasthan protocol. Similarly, all the temples across the country are now adopting a special access. When you go across temples in Tamil Nadu, if you go across temples in Karnataka and the 5 endowment states where temples are controlled by the endowment board, there is a special ticket of 20-25 rupees where you can have a shorter line for darshan. That improvised commercially is the VIP aspect. So idea is that it is a very debatable topic whether it is right or wrong. It is very convenience oriented by the people who can afford that darshan. Temples should make benefit out of it and use that money for specific cause driven activities like education, food, and declare that money come through VIP darshan passes have been used for health reasons, for education reasons, for annadan reasons, or any such initiatives where that has been so more people, if they take the access of VIP route or special darshan passes, that can be useful for the benefit of the common man, because it is the common man's money only helping for the benefit of the common man. So it should be used in the right and the organized pattern is my opinion.
Here also that distribution of wealth takes place. You are collecting from the haves and distributing to the have-nots. So that is also a good thing because of this, correct, no? Okay. Now this construction of new temples, reconstruction of the old temple, extension of temple premises, as our Surya Prasad Bantwal told, Kalyana Mantapa, other welfare centers, schools, how they contribute for the development of the temple economy.
Normally the society attitude you have to think here. Normally if somebody ventures or wants to help the society by expanding the temple or renovating the temple or make some additional facilities to the devotees, when you go for donations to general public, there is a hesitation on the part of the general public to give donations to the extent what is required by the management. So what I appeal to the general public is, whenever such requests are made, appeals come from the temple side, there should be a generous donations to such proposals, and such proposals are to be encouraged by the general public, because that is for the welfare of the society. So society, if society is not there, we cannot survive. It is an interchangeable. Individual and society and temple, they are all interlinked with each other. And that was the system in the ancient period also. When the Rajas were there, that was the system. So that has to be brought now. Society should take part in the temple activities directly. Now the government is in between. So we have to remove that government layer. Unless we remove the government control, no welfare activity, only 25%, 30%, 40%. Limited expansion can be done. So all expansion activities of the temple must be undertaken by the community or the nearby society or the group of people, like that.
Now, Mr. Kulakarni, you have been conducting lot of programs at global level. What are the new developments or innovations required in these temples to attract more and more foreign tourists? Can you just throw light on this? What is lacking in present infrastructure of temples and how it can be, they can do better?
Okay, when you talk about the foreign tourists or travelers coming to temples, first of all, I need to give you this declaration that temples are not tourist places.
Religious tourist, religious tourism, spiritual tourism.
So when you
I am talking about tourism means religious tourism and spiritual tourism.
So there is enough of work and support through Government of India and the Ministry of External Affairs that has been channelizing visas and support systems across various nations through our embassies across the globe, where Indian tourists as well as religious or pilgrims is what we talk about, are being well handled by the Department of Culture and the Department of Tourism. there are a lot of areas where improvisation is needed when you talk about hygiene, sanitization, cleanliness, infrastructural connect, as well as wheelchair accesses, toilets for ladies and gents as well as convenience centers for new mothers and things like that. Complete facilities are, if they are existing, it needs to be charged at a minimal cost for usage, because if it is open to all with no control of the management done properly, the maintenance of that infrastructure should not get compromised. So there is a lot of money the government spends, the temple trust
But
spends, and the local
I would like
bodies.
to small interruption between. See, when I visit lot of big temples also, there are some toilet facilities. It is stinking toilets. Toilet facility is not enough. Drinking water facilities. Then that atmosphere around, it should be greenery. But instead of more greenery, more of commercial shops, that this and too much crowded, too many beggars. These are all the disturbances when you go for any visit any good temples. These things are to be eradicated and made proper arrangement. And in and around some areas, with the same funds which the temples and all they have, they can acquire some additional place and they can make separate complex for these petty shops, separate place for the toilet, and separate, they should give some amenities, good amenities. See, when you visit temple, you should feel that vibration should not be there only within the Garbha Gudi and around, it should be there everywhere. So that atmosphere has to be created. What is your opinion, Rajesh Rao?
Regarding foreign tourists, Government of India has brought a system called tourist visa and arrival. It is on arrival they give granted. It is that this facility is there for 11 countries. So it is, travelers from 11 countries. Then the foreign tourist influx has also increased over the years. Now it is around 1.5 crores per annum. They want planning it to increase it to 3 crores in the next 5 years. So all these new, for example, the new circuits. We have got Ramayana circuit, we have got Mahabharata circuit, then the Shaktipita circuit, Jyotirling circuit. Then
they can do some theatre and display the video and our parampara, customs and other things.
Then there is a system. Then there is an ITDC department, Indian Tourism Development Corporation. They have got a guide. That guide contains all the places included in the ASI monuments. Also, around 4,000 ASI monuments are there. That is also mentioned there, and all the religious, as you told, the pilgrimage sites. They are also mentioned there. So more and more such guides are to be, more and more places are to be included in those tourist guides, and that has to be, spread across through all the embassies all over the world, so that even Modi ji, whenever he goes abroad, he tells the people, our NRIs there, our Indians, Bharatiyas there, to bring one person along with you to once in a year to India to visit pilgrimage sites. So this has to happen. Ministry of External Affairs has to take a major role in attracting the
and
foreign
state
tourists.
governments also should promote, instead of promote hatredness between the communities and religions, they should promote more and more tourism and welfare.
Then one more the Government of India has done is Monument Mitras. NGOs have been selected, have identified, and they have been trained as tourist guides, and they are given the responsibility of spreading the, giving the information about the pilgrimage sites.
Mr. Girish, now this Kashi Vishwanath corridor, after Modi started contesting from Varanasi, lot of developments, I have also witnessed the same. This Kashi Vishwanath corridor and Ganga Arati, what are all the developments and all these ghats, developments of Dashaswamedha Ghat and other things. So how it contributed for the more and more footfalls?
So as we've been discussing that there is a huge amount of change needed from a visitor point of view. We can also call it an experience center sometime back, what you are referring to. Creation of experience centers where all these experiences are presented in a larger way. When the ghats improvised, when the internal paths and the roads improvised in Kashi, access to a lot of temples which are in multiple houses and multiple people have covered it when when the people attacked in the earlier times to protect these temples of Shivji and beyond. So access to all these places have helped. The corridor has not only done the job of connecting greater infrastructure, creating greater job opportunities and entrepreneurial opportunities at the temple towns, but also giving it an organized feel from a visual experience point of view. If you've been to the Kashi Vishwanath Devasthan earlier, before it was created as a corridor, and now you may see a lot of change in the approach, in the systematization, in the channelized approach towards darshan and so on. Yes, there has been some large changes with the corridor coming up. There has been a lot of alterations and people have had to compromise on their space in a big way. But it is, as they say, that it is Bhagwan Shiv की भूमि है, सब उनका है और सब उन्हीं को अर्पण है. So a lot of people have added their value, and the infrastructure has not only given a greater access for pilgrims and visitors, but a lot of good-looking India as India shining and growing in that direction.
Excellent presentation what you made. Even I have seen your presentation during our this conclave also. Now Kumbh Mela. Now in 2025 also, January, February, there will be Kumbh Mela in India. Around 40 crore devotees from India as well as abroad, they are going to visit. What is the significance of this Kumbh Mela? Can you just explain about it?
Kumbh means it's a pot. It's a divine pot. We should go back to that Samudra Mantana episode where there was a fight between demons and devatas. And ultimately this Kumbha of nectar appeared. So many things have appeared. Lakshmi
14 items appeared. Last it was Amrita. That is Samudra Mantana between Suras and Asuras.
So when, and that fight between that war, you can say, it was the first world war, you can say. The first world war. So that war took place for 12 days. It was actually 12 years, but according to it is called the divine days, 12 divine days. So since it has happened for 12 days, 12 years, so that is why once in 12 years, and that nectar has fallen in 4 places. It is in Haridwar, Nasik, Prayagraj and Ujjain. So that is why in 4 places, once in 3 years, this Kumbh Mela is done. 3 years, 6 years and 12 years. So by rotation it is being done every 3 years. So in now what is happening in Prayagraj is once it is happening for the second time after 2019. In 2019, government spent 4,200 crores for its expenses and they recovered 1.2 lakh crores in revenue was. 30 crore people had attended. This time it is expected on 5,500 crores. Recently, yesterday, Modi ji has released 5,500 crores for the overall infrastructure and other things. 40 to 45 crore people are expected to attend. What the significance is, Shahi Snan, that is, you have to take bath in Ganges. In Prayagraj, you take bath in Ganges, all your papas will be cleared. It is cleansing of the soul, you can say. Cleansing of the negative energy of the body, mind and soul. So this is the purpose of attending a Kumbh Mela.
Excellent presentation you have done on Kumbh Mela. You are really a Dharmadarshi. You have understood what is Dharma, and you are guiding also for others to emulate that Dharma also. Mr. Kulakarni, you are conducting the World Temple Convention under your stewardship. And can you just brief about what it is and how it is going to happen and when? Can you just brief about it?
So the International Temples Convention and Expo is an initiative created by us at Temple Connect to bring together the entire temple economy and temple dependent economy under one roof. When you talk about an event called as Auto Expo, industry assembles in Delhi and people come together along with the industry stalwarts to solution providers. The International Temples Convention and Expo last year was organized at Kashi, where 789 temple trusts participated the heads of the temples, the CEOs, the trustees, and about 1,500 people participated from the global space, where temple management topics around workshops around temple management, various aspects of how legal matters needs to be handled, various donations, transactions and initiatives around the temple economy, what new age technology can be done to help it, be it AR, VR, be it mechanized housekeeping, be it aspects related to greater technology, as well as banking, finance and so on, are discussed in the span of 3 days. 17th, 18th and 19th February 2025 would be this event at Tirupati, where over 1,600 temple trusts would be participating, where we would be hosting 2 people per temple to be there at the event, attend the workshops, interface and grow along.
Whether Tirupati Darshan is there in that package?
So whether people who attend the convention for 3 days, including their full focus, whoever is seen in the convention hall for 75% and more would be taken for Tirupati.
Oh, excellent. That you have to include in your, in the main, you should highlight that. Then people, more and more people will come. So like Kumbh Mela people will come. It will be difficult for you to manage, but you can restrict it.
It is more important they participate not for coming for darshan, but more of gathering the gyan from various people at the convention.
That's okay. That is part. See, darshan is part of a gyan.
Yeah.
Okay, if you include that, it will be more. It will be highlight. That's the thing which I told. That is not highlighted in your brochure. Okay, that you can highlight it. You can change the brochure also. Now it is time to wind up, but it's a very vast subject. We may need to do many more episodes like this because you are being both our stalwarts, and especially our Girish Vasudev Kulakarni is what you can say that is the leader in this temple economy. You may have to many more episodes. Can you just sum up this temple economy in a minute, so that we want to wind up in short while?
So first of all, the best side of the story here is coming together, understanding the temple economy. The temple economy has been there for ages together. Temples have been places of solutions, as you already know, be it banking, be it matrimony, be it panchayats around the temple economy, be it problem solving, and even sticking together as one organization to help the community in a larger way. This has grown over a period of time, and the temple economy empowers various aspects in the society, be it health, be it education, be it proper systems and better management. Temple economy is a part of our life. We have been brought up with the way of life of Hinduism, and primarily when we look at our being, temples and temple interface has been an integral part of life since birth, and we should be it should be a daily interface for us to participate, contribute, learn, add value and grow the temple dependent economy by creating jobs and entrepreneurship avenues. So I thank Shri Nayak for bringing this up at the Business Tonic and making this a brilliant episode for a lot of people to learn from, and we are taking this light or the torch of temple management, temple maintenance and enhancement to a different level. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now Rajesh Rao, can you just brief and sum up regarding temple economy in a while?
I'm going to give the dharmic side of temple economy.
Okay.
Because because I want to increase more people to go to temples.
Okay.
So that the economy develops.
Okay, good.
So for that you should understand what is the economy. A temple again. With it, temple is a place of attaining moksha. Why you need moksha? To come out of the cycle of birth and death. So to attain moksha, don't use temple as a prayer center. And you are not important for a god. You remember one more thing, we should think that God is not dependent on us. We are dependent God. We are dependent on the society. That is why you should go to temples. Every and modern youth especially, the college going students or the school going students, they are all not interested in all these things. The parents should inculcate this habit of taking the children, small or big, once in a week to the nearby temple, wherever it is, small or big. Going to a temple should be a habit in every human, for every human being and to the youth.
Okay, excellent presentation. Really, we should applaud you for being a banker converted into Adhyatmika Guru. We should congratulate you, and let us congratulate both Girish Vasudev Kulakarni from Goa and founder of Temple Connect, and Shri Rajesh Rao M. Dharmadarshi Vanadurga Temple, Mangalore, for being with us for the last more than 90 minutes and briefing about temple economy. Temple economy is a huge subject, as we say in Sanskrit. Gaganam gaganakaram, sagaras sagaropamaha, Rama Ravanayor yuddham Rama Ravanayor iva. Like that, temple economy is also, see, gaganam gaganakaram. You can't compare sky with anything else. Sky can be compared only with the sky. Sagaras sagaropama. You cannot compare sagar with anything else. Sagar can be compared with only sagar. So Rama Ravanayor yuddham, Rama Ravanayor iva. That means Rama Ravana's that war cannot be compared with any other war. Likewise, temple economy is a so vast subject, we cannot compare with any other economy. It should be compared with the temple economy only. So your vast knowledge, your experience and your views you have expressed in this show, on behalf of all our viewers, we thank you very much for being with us and disseminating your knowledge. And Mr. Girish Vasudev Kulakarni, congratulations for holding such a big event in Tirupati, that is the entire temple convention. We are very proud, and you are including almost all the temple representatives in that this, and you are going to take up sessions on various aspects of the temple. So hearty congratulations to you. So before we close this show, just I would like to say a few words. Atal Bihari Vajpayee has told about our Bharat. ये वंदन की भूमि है, ये अभिनंदन की भूमि है, ये अर्पण की भूमि है, ये तर्पण की भूमि है. इसकी नदी नदी हमारे लिए गंगा है, इसका कंकण कंकण हमारे लिए शंकर है, इसका बिंदु बिंदु गंगा जल है. हम जिएंगे तो इस भारत के जिएंगे और मरेंगे तो इस भारत के लिए. So what a beautiful this words by our Atal Bihari Vajpayee. We should relish these words, so that we should be proud that we are Hindus, and we are proud that we are Bharatiyas. So we tell, ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆಯ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ್ಮಿಸಿದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಧನ್ಯರು. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅನನ್ಯರು. ಸೊ ಹಮ್ ಧನ್ಯ ಹೈ, ಹಮ್ ಅನನ್ಯ ಹೈ. ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಭಾರತೀಯ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಧನ್ಯ ಹೈ. ಸೊ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ, land of Bharat Mata, we are ananya hai. So before closing this event, just I would like to say, viewers, do you have finance, taxation, business, banking or any confusion? We will give you Namma Kudla Business Tonic solution, and we are going to retelecast this temple economy episode in Namma Kudla 24/7 on this Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. and all our 296 episodes are available in YouTube also. Before we conclude, we would like to display Rama Bhajana Sankirtana by Sandhya Muralidhar Shene and Muralidhar Shene. Over to you.
ಎಸ್ಸಿಡಿಸಿಸಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂಎನ್ ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾರಥ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಸತತ 19 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಅಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ, 18 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಬಾರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಪುರಸ್ಕೃತ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಏಕೈಕ